and you're just strictly in off-season mode, what in the world are you talking about?
That's so factual. Vince and I were just having this conversation around the whole thing of off-season content. It comes down to two things: consistency and creativity. If you can't do those things, you will not survive in the dog days of summer, my friend.
It's this is going on year 5 of Locked On Louisville, and it doesn't get any easier.
Congrats, man.
Well, they're doing it. I appreciate that. The Locked On Podcast Network turns 10 years old tomorrow. So they're having all the channels do like a ranking top 10. I'm doing like ranking top 10 games and moments from the past decade.
10 years? That's awesome.
Past decade. Can you guess? You know what? Do I want to reveal? Yeah, screw it. I'll reveal it.
Okay.
Can you guess the top 3? Now, we're not ranking individual like player moments. So Lamar winning the Heisman, that doesn't get classified.
It's like team moments?
It's team moments,
Okay.
like game results.
Okay. And is it just games or is it like winning championships? Is it like moments is a tough one.
Yeah,
you got to define what a moment is.
Yeah, I basically says like it's my own interpretation, and I'm not sorry for it whatsoever.
So like here's a good example of this. In your mind, is this a player achievement or is this a moment? The Jalen Alderman pick 6 UCF game, is that a moment?
That's a moment.
That's what I would think.
But the moments are more so, and I clarified this on the show that's getting released. It's game results. So it's like.
Okay.
We won that game.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Barely.
but so that would be one like UCF.
That game was crazy.
2021.
Yeah,
that would be technically
Wake
like
Forest.
the result.
2021, but another one. That's not gonna be in your top 3. But okay, if I'm going top 3, and we're going 10 years back. So
now
it's
not just Louisville football though.
I know
it's
all sports,
any Louisville sports.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna have. I'm trying to think through this. Florida State, Louisville.
That's
football
number 1.
It's got to be
in 2016. It's number 1. Yep.
Okay, that just barely made the cut off of an age. That's crazy. That was 10
years.
Yeah,
that's literally like 9 years and like 9 months away.
That is insane. It
is wild thinking like that's September, just a random Saturday in 2016. The legend of Lamar Jackson was born.
But like for me, that was my first year out of college. I worked for another radio station at the time and was a part of the marketing team that had to be at game day at like 3 a.m.
Oh man!
So that day was just like a special. Like there's so much allure to that day. So that deserves to be number 1. Number 2, I'm trying to think. So basketball, obviously, since 2016, has only won 2 NCAA tournament games. So if we're going games that were basketball, they're going to have to be big wins in season. So I'm thinking the upset of, was it Michigan that was number 1 overall? Is that in there?
So we were number 1. Michigan was number 4.
So
that is on the list, but it's lower down the list.
Okay. I'm trying to. Women's basketball is going to have some moments in there.
There are 2 on the list, but none are in the top 3.
Okay. And is football all top 3?
There's 1 football, 1 men's basketball. While you're thinking of them, I'll tell you, I went like sport by sport.
Yeah.
Because Locked On Louisville, I cover all the sports.
Sure, right, exactly.
So I'm going through baseball and volleyball and all the other sports, and I'm just like, I get to men's basketball, and I'm looking through the seasons, and I get reminded like, dude, we've hit rock bottom in some of these seasons. Like there's been multiple seasons where I look at all the wins, and I'm like, none of these can even be closely considered.
Beating Kentucky this past year in basketball in there?
That's number 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it did that. I mean, like
it was nice, but it wasn't. Yeah.
You don't want to like put too much. You know, you don't want to give that too much.
Keep thinking. 502-414-1450. The Gameday Mens Health text line. Let me know what you all think. What games would you put in your top 10? If Jacob hasn't guessed them, if TK hasn't guessed them,
man.
By the time you all hear this and are able to send your text in, what other games outside of 2016 Florida State do you think will be on here? I think one of them is obvious.
Okay, I might, because I get my years mixed up in there. So if
no, you're good. Just
what about the Bam broken ankle game? Was that?
Yes, that's one of them. 2016 UK.
I was thinking that
where Q Snyder put Bam in a spin cycle.
Yeah. Another bad day for De'Aaron Fox.
That was a Tuesday game.
Too soon, man. another bad day at the office for one De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think of.
That's 2. The other one, I think it's once you think of it.
2, I'm sorry?
That's number 3.
Okay. So
number
the second
2
one is a football game.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think it's very obvious.
Lamar Jackson versus A&M.
Notre Dame.
That's number 4. Think about it.
Which one? Notre Dame.
Oh my God.
Notre Dame's number 4. What you just said was number 1.
Okay, so 17.
Keep thinking of it.
Wasn't really anything special in there. Was it beating Kentucky in football? No.
Did you just say I said it?
No,
I said keep thinking
brother,
about it.
FSU number 1 we talked about 5 minutes before you just said that. That's the first thing that Jacob said was that game.
We're trying to find number 2 right
now.
now.
I said A&M.
Texter says You did not say A&M.
I did. I said Texas A&M Lamar. That's
Oh,
what I said.
yeah.
Okay, well, that
Music City Bowl.
Texter says Miami football. That's it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
At Miami, there was one that says Miami baseball. That's also in there. Game 3 Super Regional is in there.
I was thinking of that because of the run last, to the College World Series.
Other texter says baseball beat UK and baseball Super Regional. That's also one of those, like, you go back to, like, the 2016, 17, 18 years. Dude, it feels like an eternity ago. Because I forget that we also beat UK in the Supers. That's not on there.
We swept them.
Yeah, we swept them. I had the Miami Supers on there because it's like the 2020s weren't good for U of L, and people were asking, has Dan McDonald lost his fastball?
Yeah.
It's you absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Yeah,
and you lose. Well, you lose. Or the last time you get to the College World Series is 2019, and then you go 6 years without it. And I'm like, 2025 just felt more satisfying.
Yeah, no doubt. It felt like a return to greatness. Like, I mean, like, it's really, not to be cliche, but that's what it was like, there's so many years in college football where the Tennessees of the world, Ole Misses fall off and they have bad runs, and then they come back and they show like, okay, now we're still for real. That's what Louisville was in baseball last year. But, to follow it up the way that they did was, very damning of, where things stand. But you still had in that run so many great moments, including you mentioned it, the game earlier. The funniest thing going back to the UK series was that was the year they put the Road to Omaha banner in their hallway.
Goes through Lexington, and it had never gone through Lexington.
Correct.
It's like, well, technically, if Louisville was like west of Kentucky, then it would make sense. But you want me to rank? I'll just give you my rankings real quick. So number 10, I got to think about which ones I had on there. Number 10 was men's basketball this past year against Kentucky. Think it was a pretty solid win, right? First win over a rival.
More emotional than it is.
Yeah, and that was my thing. It was sentimental significance for me.
Yes, 100%.
Because like when you're thinking about the top 10 games of the past decade, for me, it's like, what automatically comes to your mind? Like, what do you think about? That's like how I gauged it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, bang, bang, bang. Number 9 was the Super Regionals that we just talked about.
Okay.
Number 8 was women's basketball over UConn in 2019.
Yep.
First time Walls beats Ariema.
Yep.
I was at that game. Atmosphere was electric. You're sitting there like that SpongeBob dude at the very end. Finally!
Right. I mean, and that's huge.
Incredible.
That's just one of those like.
It's a monumental vibes moment, truthfully.
Exactly. Because Gino is, one of the greatest, if not
You haven't
the
been able to
greatest.
get close to beating them for over a decade.
And you played them every year. I mean, like, it was like truly like you
twice
just
in the championship.
I mean, I was, and they blew us out both years. I was thinking about that. That's got to be like one of the most, like the top 5 most dominant runs in sports ever.
Which one?
UConn.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Through the 2000s into the 2010s and 2020s.
They
like
didn't lose for like 4 years.
It's crazy. You think of UCLA men's basketball, UConn and women's basketball has got to be up there.
I mean, Tennessee had their 90s run. La Tech was really
but
powerful
I don't know that they were ever like that level of UConn, though.
I don't think Cheryl Miller, because the MCLA women's didn't do a tournament, I think, till like 83, I want to say.
Okay.
So I don't think Cheryl Miller actually got to compete in this tournament. I mean, I would say her USC days were pretty dominant.
Yeah. But
so
Gino was
exactly.
Pat was close, but never like that many in a row.
So that's number 8 for me. Number 7 was the men's basketball win over Michigan.
Okay.
I justified that as feeling like the official, like, Louisville is back.
Vibe check. Yep.
You post Rick Pitino firing, felt like the first Louisville is back moment. Number 1 versus number 4, and you beat them by 15. So, and you ask fans who were there, and they'll tell you, like, that was one of the best atmospheres at the Yum that they've experienced.
Oh,
so
elite.
That's another, like, one of those vibe things. So that was number 7. Number 6, it was hard to, like, determine a moment, but I kind of started with 2024 Final Four for volleyball over Pitt.
Yeah.
Where it was just, like, battling adversity. De Beer goes down. They're down in almost every set. But I kind of said there's like, well, this is like the whole run.
Right,
like
exactly.
I'm cheating here by not using a single moment, but it's 2021 to current with volleyball because the run that they're on is, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's number 6. 5 is women's basketball over Notre Dame, 2018.
Yep.
I
was going to guess that top.
Durr goes for 36. They beat them by 33. I mean, they were beaten by 17 at the end of the first quarter. So
that's not the year they lost in the Final Four to Notre Dame, is it?
They never lost. I don't think they lost.
And that
so they beat
the buzzer beater. What year was that?
So they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
In the ACC title game.
Okay.
They lost in the Final Four to Mississippi
That's
State.
right, Mississippi State. That's
where
right.
Maisha Hines-Allen got
Destroyed.
absolutely hacked.
Yes, destroyed.
And they just casually didn't call it. Game goes to overtime and you lose.
Yes.
And I'm like, we should be in the final game playing against, I think it was South Carolina.
She got tackled so bad they would have called
Notre Dame.
flag
Yes,
at
it was
football.
Notre Dame because Notre Dame beat UConn on the yes.
Woomba, how do you pronounce his name?
Ogunbowale
way off on
hit
that.
the
game winner.
hit the game winner against UConn. I'm like, damn it, dude! If we
that
just
should have been us.
Yeah, should have been us. So that's number 5. Number 4 is Notre Dame 2023 football. Welcome home, Jeff Brom.
Yeah.
And then I just ranked top 3. Number 3 was 2016 UK U of L basketball game where De'Aaron Fox had another #bad day.
Yeah.
Number 2, football Miami last year, and number 1 was FSU number 1.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because it was hard to cut it to 10.
Yeah. I have a lot of honorable mentions.
What are your honorable mentions?
Okay.
What's your top honorable mention?
Okay, I just had it and I lost it.
What's your number 11 that you're like, dude, you should have included this. You're a bum.
It's the way I see it is it's not like that. It's more like
I'm
10,
not a bum. Thank you.
It's more like 10 and then there's kind of a gap.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going off the top of my dome here, so I have not reviewed everything. But Wake Forest 2022 Louisville football.
Yeah, where we intercepted Hartman
quarter,
about 9 times in the third quarter.
The greatest third quarter I've ever seen played in football in my entire life. That game, while it was a top 25 team, so it was
top
Sats,
10 team
or top 10 team. Yeah, Sats' first top 10 win. It was not a great home environment because at that point everyone
it was kind of weird weather too. Though
it was only the fans that cared. That were locked in.
It was your
what?
It was your diehards. Yeah, it was your diehards.
But that third quarter was equal in sound and like crowd ferocity to some of the greatest moments I've seen.
You see that we were talking before the show, or not before the show, during the show, like the UCF game that you're talking about, 2021. Me and Presley Meyer, who is one of the co-founders of State of Louisville, with Jacob. This is when I had 1 year being the football beat writer for Cardinal Sports Zone, and Presley was up in the press box, no pun intended. But we were both out there, and you got out of the press box into that it's like a balcony. Yeah, it's like a little balcony. It's one section where only the press can get to, nobody else can get to.
Usually are
so
out there.
we're right there because the press box. Let me be honest, it's kind of cold.
Yep.
And it's September in Louisville, so it's okay. And I think there had been some weather.
Yeah, it was a night game, too.
And it was a night game, and people had left, but the diehards that made up 95% of the sound were still there. And Alderman's interception, dude, one of the more underrated pops that I can remember for crowds.
Fantastic pop.
Because I
was just thinking that.
I'm like, great. Scott Satterfield and blowing a lead late in the game. Peanut butter and jelly.
They threw Louisville. Malik Cunningham had thrown an interception the previous play where Louisville was driving. Louisville was, I think, trailing, if I'm not mistaken, at that point. By 6.
I think we were up.
No, I think we were down by 6. And so
were we down?
We were driving. This is all very much off the top of my head, so I do not have a box score.
I think you might.
I'm almost
be
positive that we were down by 6. We were driving, and then Malik threw an interception. And I remember in that point,
the next play, wasn't it? Yeah,
it's over. This game's over. Louisville's going to lose. And then the very next play, Dylan Gabriel throws it to Jalen Alderman, and he takes it all the way down. And they went up. I want to say they went up, and they won by 1 point, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. I want to say it was 27-26. I could be wrong.
So we were tied.
Okay.
So you see it. We were up by 7.
Okay.
Trey Cooley had that. You remember the Braden Smith lateral where he threw it to Cooley down the sideline. So we took the lead there with 9 minutes to go. And UCF goes on a drive, like a 90-yard drive to tie the game. We got the ball with a chance to go down and kick a game-winning field goal.
Through the interception.
And through the interception in our, midfield, and dude took it back 10 yards, and then Gabriel throws the pick.
Yep.
That was the next play. But that pop
that was crazy. And then
was crazy.
This is oftentimes kind of not spoken about or forgotten, but if you remember, they got the ball back with one chance to score. UCF did.
Gabriel got hurt. That's when he went out for the year. Yeah.
Monty Montgomery drilled him on a play.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And he didn't play, and then he transferred.
Monty Montgomery, man, just underrated Louisville defender of the 2010s.
Yeah, he's still playing indoor football.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's playing in Iowa or something.
Or 2020s, I should say.
Yeah.
Texter says Duke at Louisville 2024 when number 9 Duke couldn't get past the 50-yard line. That's one of those games where it was so dominant, but it was also kind of boring too because Louisville's offense, it was a rain game.
And Duke sucked, right?
Duke was number 9, but they were
wait, what?
They were pretty overrated.
The year where Malik went
they said number 9. I think they meant 19 because I think Louisville was 24 and Duke was 19. That's what I'm thinking. I think Duke was 19 in 2020.
I must not be thinking
this
about
is
the
also
same game.
hold on.
Because the
Number
game I'm thinking of
2020
was when Louisville won by 40 at Duke in 2021, where Malik had that 70-yard run. That was just
no, that's
stupid.
not that. This says 2024. I think they're thinking of 2023 because we had just lost to Pittsburgh. We answered with a dominant victory over Virginia Tech. It was ranked.
Yeah.
And the next week we hosted Duke, and it was cold and rainy.
I just not remember this. Is that Brom's first year?
Yeah, from first year.
Wow.
And I
don't remember playing
think,
Duke.
if I had to guess, I think Duke was actually 19. Let's see.
That's a callback right there because I did not recall playing
This
Duke
is
at
Duke was so Louisville won 23-0. Duke was 20. Louisville was 18.
all. Oh, okay. I do remember that.
You remember
game.
that? So
Yeah, that's
I
when
mean,
they had,
it was pretty. They had Riley Leonard.
Yeah, and they had Robin Oben.
Yeah. So it was pretty.
Kid.
It was just
Or his kid, yeah.
hashtag
RJ.
not
Yes.
fun game.
Yeah.
Like we won dominant, but
Against a ranked team too.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's I just don't
right.
know that it gets thrown into the rankings.
I forgot about that game. Yeah, that was one where Dwar had 163 yards rushing. Yeah, and Jack Plummer looks like he was pretty mid, 117 yards.
Hey, that's UFL MVP.
That's right.
Jack Plummer.
We talked a lot about that. Well, I'm curious your thoughts on this. You're way closer to the UFL than
Yeah.
anyone I've talked to about any of this. Like we talked about during Mike's show previously, Vince Lococo and I, about the championship and all of this. And I thought throughout the entirety of the year that it was really interesting that Jack Plummer was playing for another team, considering that he had the
Yeah.
Louisville ties. But
Right.
my argument was like, why would Jack Plummer want to come to Louisville after all the criticism? But for him, man, after that year at Louisville, to then go to the NFL, stick around for a couple of years, come down to the UFL and play the way that he did in a league where you saw this up close and personal, man. Quarterback play was awful across the league. Like across the league, the quarterback play was not good.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't
Jack was
really.
the standout, and throws for over 2,000 yards. What was it, 19 touchdowns, and looks like he could go to the NFL and play.
Yeah.
Kudos to him, man. That's
I mean,
all
you
I
have
say
to
is kudos
understand.
him.
People say, "Oh, it's not the NFL," and the thing that I say was it was never designed to be. Right?
No, but it's to get you reps and ready to potentially go
There's
back.
some of those, like the Kings have some guys like Tanner Brown, of course, is the
yes.
person that's everyone's going to be talked about. I don't know if people saw this, but the Offensive Player of the Year, Hakeem Butler, just signed today with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
He played for the St. Louis Battlehawks,
Yep.
the 6'6" receiver. He's with the Denver Broncos now.
And
So
Josh Minkins has got to work out with the Broncos.
Cam
coming up.
Gill's going to get workouts. Isaiah
Yeah.
Winstead is
100%.
probably going to be back in the league. Wheeler, I'm not sure about Robinson because of age.
Right,
But
100%. We talked about this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one thing for the
You have
Kings
to
next
accept
year.
it for what it is, man.
But that's the beauty of
It is.
right?
It
Like
is.
that should be the culture for Chris Redmond and
I
teams.
agree.
We want to get you to the NFL. This
Yeah.
is not your ending point. This is the journey to which we want to help you develop and
I
then get
agree.
you there. And for Jack, I think he was 100% the poster child for that this year in
Yeah.
the league at quarterback.
He's going to get a shot in training camp.
100%.
And what I will tell people you won't see that you probably think this, but you don't really understand it. Like you look at that lineup card for the games, and I'm reading the names and getting my pronunciations right. They list the date of births too. Like I'm 28 years old now. There are very few people that are older than me in this league.
100%.
So it's more that, hey, I started in the NFL, it hasn't panned out, or I'm still trying to find my way. Like this is a chance, like you said, it's an opportunity to showcase what you have on film to earn you a training camp spot.
100%. And
That's all.
you
That's all it is.
the game, we talked a lot about the game, and not to transition off of Louisville, but just to
you're
talk about
good.
the Kings. I mean,
We have another hour of what can be Louisville talk. You can talk to the Kings all you want.
I loved the game from Cam Dantzler on Saturday, man. He was he looked like an NFL cornerback on
Yeah.
Saturday, and that whole defense was phenomenal in the way that they made plays. We talked about the punch out, and the first drive of the game was just incredible.
Peanut punch.
Just incredible. Like that showed the way that Louisville was going to play defensively that whole game. But for Dantzler, that interception, and then the coverage throughout the game, that's an NFL cornerback. Like you
I
hope
agree.
to see, former third rounder, he's going to get a chance in the league. Same thing with the pass rusher. Same thing with some of the offensive linemen. I mean, it really is in terms of the league, and talking about Jack Plummer and all these guys. You want to see as many of them get to the league because it's just going to make the league better. More guys will want to go down. Like Vince and I talked about. Let's say next season you're probably not going back to Chandler Rogers as your quarterback. You're going to probably try to find a big name.
You never know.
You never know.
I think if Rodgers told Chris Redmond tomorrow that he wants to be back,
I'm sure
I'm sure he's
and depth piece like
you don't think Rodgers could be QB1 and
No.
win a title again?
I mean, they won a title because of everything else around him.
I think, yeah. I mean, look, I think Rodgers has a play in that. It's really just
sure.
The thing about it is like it's not just the QB that's going to change up. It's your team's going to look different.
Oh,
That's what people have to understand is that your team's going to change more than you're used to, right? It just is what it is. So you wonder, and I do think that with the way that not only the Kings having success, but the Kings were one of like the hottest commodity teams in the league that had great attendance. That's only going to get better after year one. I could imagine the top players in this league are potentially going to be looking to come
100%
to play for the Kings.
And the other factor I think that's really interesting wrinkle about their long-term success, and I could be wrong on this, but I don't envision a world where Chris Redmond goes to the NFL. I don't envision
Not
him
this
being
year,
an
I don't
offensive
think so.
coordinator right now or even a head coach. So whereas in other places, some of the younger coaches are trying to go back and get to that level, or like some of the offensive coordinators, I forget who the OC is, and Todd Haley. Like, you mean Todd Haley doesn't want to try to get back to where he was in the NFL, at least in some form or fashion.
Right.
But Redmond could provide some long-term stability as your head coach in a league that probably every year is going to turn over at least a third of its coaches.
Right.
Because, like, you think Ted Ginn's coming back next year in Columbus? Probably not, right?
Yeah,
Like, do you think in some of the other places where the football was really bad that their
You
coaches...
think Kevin someone's not going to try to get a different job somewhere?
Right. And, I mean, A.J. McCarron did not look cut out to be a head coach. That video over the weekend, did you see that?
I did, with Perry on Winfrey.
Yeah, I mean, it just came off as amateur in my opinion. But, like, Chris Redmond, we talked about how week 3, Louisville was dead in the water, right? Louisville had built its team around local guys, trying to get the fan involvement in place, and it certainly worked. And they got some NFL pieces up front with Dantzler and Greer and all these guys, right? Or Ed Gill. But it was Benny Snell, Lynn Bowden, Willie Tyler, Des Fitzpatrick, Lorenzo Malden. That's who we were all getting excited about. But week 3, those guys are all gone.
I just think you have to. You have to look. I'm all for it. Just has to make sense, right? If you're bringing in local pieces, make sure that they're the right pieces. I mean, I understand the idea of Snell. Snell is still under 30 and has played in the NFL. It's just didn't really have didn't have that burst. It didn't work out. That's what it was.
And maybe if game 1 goes differently and they don't have that fumble or the way that it played out where they kind of got a chance, and maybe it's different. Maybe if that first week they can block a little bit better and they don't have to
still then though. I mean, you could tell with Wheeler there was a little bit more explosive.
100%.
He's going to get a training camp invite.
Yeah, and
James Robinson.
I'm glad he got healthy and came back. I mean,
it's
early on when the backfield was Wheeler and Robinson and Snell, you're like, man, we got the best backfield in this league. Like, these are 2 NFL backs right here, plus Wheeler. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how they continue to build. Your point, they're going to have a lot of attrition. They're going to lose a lot of guys in the NFL. Yeah. I would love, Vince brought this up in the last hour or in the last show, and I don't mean to go always back to what's familiar and comfortable, but if there was ever an opportunity to get Malik Cunningham into this league and get Malik Cunningham a spot to try to make it in the NFL and not just be this practice squad guy, this is the opportunity for him. He'd have the fan base behind him. He would have the support. Chris Redmond would have the understanding of what kind of quarterback he is, who he is from being around him and when he was at Louisville.
I think they've got to figure out some things play calling wise at times.
No doubt. I mean, at times Chris Redmond looked completely lost.
At
times.
Steve Logan is calling the plays, and I think that, again, you never know who's coming back and who's staying. I just think that you always look, especially in a championship season. It wasn't a perfect season, right? Now Redmond is tasked with, okay, how do I take what I learned at the last half of this year and apply it to the beginning of next year so we aren't a storybook tale of starting 0-3. We're starting 2-1.
Yeah.
We're starting 3-0 to where we're controlling our destiny. So next June, we're hosting a playoff game.
Right.
Versus having to go on the road and play in the Battle Dome.
What was I haven't been like super close eye, but why were they playing in Washington when Washington was the worst team record?
Predetermined.
Oh, so it was there no matter what.
I had some reads like a month before the game, like before the playoffs even started. The Audi Cup was always scheduled for DC.
Okay.
If I'm Rapoli, might as well look to Lynn Family Stadium.
Why not?
Because it was a successful risk. I mean, Louisville knocked it out of the park. Yeah. I don't think fans really understand how much they turn the heads of the hierarchy, which is Mike Rapoli.
Yeah, but it's so hard in markets like Louisville to go. I mean, we talked about it, like the USFL, the UFL, the XFL, the Spring League, the Canadian
You got to have commitment. Like, there's got to be the city's got to. Louisville's the perfect city for
It
this.
is, and if you go years in the past and you watch all these leagues and see all these empty stadiums, like it's just a tough game to get fans there. And Louisville somehow from day one, maybe the decision to get these Kentucky players and Louisville players that were prominent in nature on the roster helped get excitement. But regardless of whether they ended the season there, by that point they captured them. And that first game was so cold, but elite environment. Second game, elite environment. Third game, elite environment.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it just get better and better and better every game.
Don't make that shot. We got 40 seconds till the break.
Nope, you're all good. We'll go ahead and take it now. When we come back, we'll continue some Kings talk, continue some Louisville football talk, and much more. Next part of Mondays with Dalton Pence continues here on the Big X Sports Radio.
arm of the law. Lawman is putting an end to my running, and I'm so far from my home. Oh, mama, I can hear you a-crying. You're so scared and all alone.
Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and it don't have very long. Wow!
Man, I feel like I'm at a Pittsburgh Steelers game, Jacob.
That was incredible. The vibes are so high right now.
Well,
I
it
thought you were
was
gonna stay
until
at a pool party at Billy Madison's house. I think that's what plays when
TK.
he's getting drunk. Yeah,
TK. Who sings that song?
that is as Adam Sandler and Billy Big
No.
Daddy would tell you.
Who sings this?
Styx is the greatest rock band of all time.
Who sings it?
Styx.
Okay, let's keep it that way.
Never.
Trevor, you walked it down,
coming with the
man.
dad joke.
buddy, you walked into that when you stood up underneath the rim and looked up and waited for.
Just dropped a bucket of dad joke all over my head.
I had to. It was a long intro, but I'm like, I have to let the beat drop. I feel like it's against
You had to
radio rules to speak before it drops. But
where you get that yell and he goes,
Yeah.
I did.
which
the
you
yell.
were like 4 seconds too early.
Well, I didn't want to. I had to do my own yell. Hey, and first, for the record, that's not the first time I've been early on something. Okay, I mean,
Sir, this is a Wendy's?
if it wasn't for early, I wouldn't even be here.
Anyways,
My mom said.
top of the hour of Mondays with Dalton Pence here on the Big X Sports Radio. Dalton, TK, and Jacob's going to stay with us through the final commercial break. That's going to hit probably about 6:30 or so. But, yeah, it's kind of one of those anything goes, well, to an extent, anything goes type radio. It's the dog days of summer. Segment number 1 was all about ranking the top 10 moments, or I should clarify, game results, top 10 games for the Louisville Cardinals over the past decade. And, gosh, it makes me feel old that Lamar Jackson's Heisman campaign. Can we admit he won the Heisman off that Florida State game? Like that?
Oh, yeah.
Which one is first or second? Because he should be
should've
the
won.
second two-time Heisman winner.
That is so factual. I was just getting
for
ready
those
for
that don't really know it.
I mean, it's the
him
truth.
and Archie Griffin.
But you had to
actually
think, like, with the first one, because by the end of the season that year, too many people were talking about, Deshaun Watson should be the Heisman Trophy winner. And it seemed like that Florida State, like, Deshaun Watson won the Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. Lamar won the Heisman.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that he won it because of the Florida State game.
It's kind of weird. Like, we whine that he should have gotten the second one when maybe the second one he probably deserved more than maybe than he did the first one.
I agree. I think
when
so.
he won, he may have deserved the second one more.
If Louisville hadn't gone, 7-5,
Which we blame Boogie McFarland over.
if we wouldn't have gone 7-5, I think Lamar goes back to back. But Baker was, they were going to the college football playoff, and thus they went to the college football playoff.
I believe you.
Beginning in 2018. But anyway, 502-414-1450, that Game Day Men's Health text line. Also talking about your champion, UFL champion, Louisville Kings. I know Mayor Greenberg has been putting on social media he is in the works to potentially bring a parade. I have one little tidbit. I'm not sure how really surprising this is, but it is kind of at the forefront at the moment. If a parade happens, they want to do it right and not rush it, is what I was told. So there's a good chance it's probably not this week, but they're wanting to make sure that it's constructed and done the right way versus just going ahead and rushing it like you would how New York's probably going to have their parade, tomorrow?
Yeah. I'm not against rushing it, but if you wait too long, it's going to be forgotten a little bit.
I'm not saying too long. I'm talking if you don't do it next week, don't do it at all type thing.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that, yeah.
Take him down 65 South.
Yeah, I thought that was
until
close.
you get to the Waterson, and then
close.
Well,
that
no,
way to the
65 South until you get to the
Bridge is just dropping off into the ground. Yeah.
Can we just take the parade through the can opener?
Let's see.
And test and see how big.
It's actually delayed because the bus is actually.
the King's equipment bus got stuck in the can opener.
And here's the Hot Sauce Brass Band.
I love my man Nick Coffey posted a video I saw this morning of I guess it was maybe from yesterday when he's on his way to his early morning gig where a truck just stopped in front of the can opener, just stayed there.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know where to go. What do you want me to do?
It, yeah.
And so the can opener is such a funny, ironic kind of consequence of this whole 65 South closure. But the funniest thing to me is how we have yet as a society in that area to figure out how to alert drivers. I saw that there's upwards of 20-something signs, and yet there is an undefeated can opener. I want to point the folks, the engineers of that bridge, to the wonderful county of Oldham out on the far east end of Louisville, and an area that has been known for years to get trucks stuck on it, which is Railroad Avenue, right there in the heart of Crestwood. And multiple trucks have been hit by trains. Many of trucks have been blown into pieces. But there's this new thing of technologies that they've installed, this new piece of technology, Dalton, that's essentially the equivalent of a garage, in your garage where you have the tennis ball. Sometimes you ever see people have a tennis ball so they know how far to pull forward without hitting it. These things, they're little like foam noodle type things, and they hit your truck about 10 or 15 feet before you get to the overpass where the train tracks where you'll get stuck. How about we put those about a mile ahead of the bridge on each side, and if the truck hits that, probably a good sign you're not going to make it through the bridge.
I know Mike has mocked me for this, and it's at the texters.
Like, what do you like hang the tennis ball from though? Like,
like a sign, like the open.
Well, they're not paying attention.
So you're just destroying the sign instead of getting caught in the can opener.
I'll have to show you like a picture of what I'm talking about.
I have a feeling I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what to search because truck dangler feels weird.
I don't think I want to search
I think you're going to get a picture of testicles, my friend.
I would not search that up.
I still don't know why. I mean, the Texans have mocked me. Mike has mocked me. But I say, can we not just like dig the ground down like 5 feet?
Yeah, or make the bridge taller.
I mean, well, apparently the Texans have mocked me even worse for saying raise the bridge. But so if that's the case, then can we get out some shovels, just dig down about 5 feet and bring the lower. I mean, it can't be that hard, right?
You know what I just realized? I forgot to tweet out that I was hosting my show tonight.
Well,
so I'm sitting there. I just tagged you in the tweet.
Oh, okay. Well, we're pretend the last 30 minutes hasn't happened, folks, and we're starting over. Blah 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 blah. Here we are.
I tagged Jacob in Mike Rutherford's show tweet out.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
I was going to tag Vince, but then I was like, wait a minute, maybe make sure that's his Twitter account. I don't think it was.
He is the only Vince Lococo on Twitter. But fun fact.
Okay, because the one I looked up, it looked like it's somebody else. So.
I don't know. That's a good thought.
Vince Tyra's wondering why he was tagged in a tweet by Big Sports Radio.
I'm still wondering why Vince Tyra had a job.
Yeah, the joke was that Mike accidentally texted the wrong Vince to get Vince Lococo so far down the list of hosts because Vince was the host.
It's like the little Sasquatch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, me. We're like looking around.
So
yeah.
how are you going to pay rent? I don't even want to be in the league.
But Trevor, here's a fun fact about Vince Lococo. Okay, so he does not appear in the program of Louisville football. And there is a Vince Lococo who does appear in the program, and he played for Louisville football in 1947. It is not of relation to Vince.
You would tell me there's literally two Lococos?
Yes, two Vince Lococos unrelated that played for Louisville football.
Amazing, actually.
Now, the Lococo family has deep roots here in Louisville.
I can
imagine. There's a Lococo on every football team ever.
I want you all to text in 502-414-1450, the most random Louisville football player of the 2000s. The winner
Lococo is a good one.
Gets a shout out.
Yeah, I love that. Give us your most random football player.
Gets a shout out.
I'm usually really good at this. How about
most random Louisville football player of the 2000s? We will determine the winner. I guess at the end of the show.
I'm going to drop one right now that is going to.
But you're looking it up. I feel like that's.
Well, I just had to see how to pronounce his last name. I know his name. He played in the NFL after playing at Louisville for a few years.
Well, if he played in the NFL, he can't be that random.
No, but I don't think he ever caught a pass when he was at Louisville. He was a special teamer. His name was Gio Pasquiasco. Played here in
2011, 12?
2015 was his junior season at Louisville. He was a JUCO guy, played only in special teams, and then went on and played in the NFL for like 5 years.
That's like
I remember that name.
Defensive back Chris Johnson that played here, not to be confused with the running back, but the defensive back who barely played here, but then played in the NFL for 4 years.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, you're like, name the most off-the-radar Louisville player that you could think of.
Brian Brown.
Brian Brown.
Can I just say this as we wrap up the Kings talk? This season, dude, what a special team. Year one to get the championship. What is there to be said that hasn't already been said? Like, not to make this personal, but I'm going to because I sat in that press box and got to announce it, dude. Witnessing the fan base, like, just come together. And when I left that first Orlando game where they lost the game on the technicality and overtime,
right?
I had a conversation with somebody outside. He told me, he had to be probably 50, 60 years old. He was like, I'm never coming to another game. Like, this is a waste of time. It's gimmick football. It's never going to work here. And to the last home game that they won and going to the watch party, Roman Kelly and I were at the watch party at Parlor on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Yeah, I saw it, man.
J-Town, inside and outside, packed.
Yeah.
And from that in April to where we're at now in June, season tickets are going to sell out in October.
I agree.
Season tickets are going to sell out. That first game, assuming that weather's going to be good, there's going to be 15,000+ people there.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
100%.
Mark it down.
I think that they have built a really strong foundation. And I talked about this earlier. I don't know if it is coincidental or if there's anything to it, but to kind of see this first year of really the entirety of the Lou City tenure in Louisville. Louisville City has been one of the best teams in their league in the USL and has been, a championship contender. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals every single year. But now Coach Cruz has moved on. Simon Bird is in the head coaching spot, Dalton, and they're struggling, right? You just don't hear the same juice for Lou City and for racing that you have in the years past. And I think a big part of that is because the timing of the Kings coming in and capturing that audience and everyone just being so bought into football more than any other sport, and then them playing well, the games. That stadium is one of my favorite places.
It's an elite.
Stadium.
It's an elite soccer stadium. It's an elite UFL stadium. And I understand. I agree with you. It also I hate it in a sense because I'm a huge Lou City and racing supporter,
right? And
I honestly think that a lot of this the decline in attendance for Lou City is because that they've struggled this year.
And that's what I'm saying.
And I think I think Lou City has it's not when Louisville City started out in 2015, and Lance McGarvey has told me this time and time again, was the PA for Lou City, is now the PA for the Louisville men's basketball team, that the crowd that they had, the Coopers, I believe they were called, the
fan base,
the fan base, what the Kings have for the Kings, that was Louisville City 10 years ago at Slugger Field. But I think the issue was that portion of the fan base kind of grew up and it became more of a family attraction to Louisville City games than maybe more so. But it's one of those things to where I still go to a lot of Lou City and racing games, and I'm going to support the heck out of that organization. And that's what I had to have a conversation with the Kings fans. I'm really glad we got this, so now I don't have to go. I'm like, don't make it that way.
It's not an either or.
Yeah, it's not. It shouldn't be.
No.
Go support Lou City. Theoretically, a perfect weekend in Louisville. Lou City played now the turf. RIP to the grass. Theoretically, in a perfect world, racing plays on Friday, Lou City plays Saturday, and the Kings play Sunday. And that's a great trifecta of great teams because, like you said, it shouldn't be an either or. I think, unfortunately, people are kind of making that. But I also think I'm as large of a soccer supporter as you'll find in the city. I played soccer my whole life, going to a World Cup game this weekend probably.
You're going to go to a game?
In Atlanta, yep.
Nice. How much? Can I ask how much your ticket was?
I don't think you want to know.
I do want to know.
I went to a Super Bowl, okay?
I'll tell you after I make my point. I'll tell you what I paid for them in December.
Okay.
So, right when they went for sale.
On sale. Okay.
And I'll tell you what they're reselling for now.
Okay.
But I think that another thing is I don't think this has to do a lot with Lou City and racing because football is just a more popular sport than soccer in America. Right. And unfortunately, I think you're seeing the Kings took off because football is the number one most popular sport in the country. And soccer's still growing. I think that Lou City and racing are going to be fine in the long run because they have people that really, really work hard behind the scenes and push it to where it needs to be. So,
all right, let's hear the price.
Jacob quit listening.
What was
He
your-
was like, he wants the price.
What was
right
your
away.
was your guess? Like the original price
So I have not looked at tickets one time.
when I bought them on
I-
December 6th.
I don't have a lot of context to this.
Can
but
I ask before I guess who's the game you're going to see?
Spain and Saudi Arabia. So the number
So you
one
got
team.
Spain, yeah. Well, for now.
Okay.
But here's the thing. When I bought them, the schedule wasn't out on who was playing there.
Oh,
so
okay,
it was
so
just
it was
a
blind.
template game. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay. I'll let Jacob guess first.
Okay, so it's in Atlanta.
Yep.
So I'm gonna already kind of mark the price up on that.
Now
So
you
we'll cut the
already
price.
know, however, that the United States is not playing there because
Right,
their locations were determined already.
Okay.
Seattle and LA.
It wasn't their first. You knew it wasn't
One
going to be their first
ticket.
anyway.
I'm gonna go $375.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Stu's gonna guess 376. Isn't he?
no, no. Good. $1.
$1, Bob.
I think I'm going to go higher. No pun intended. I'm gonna say you paid $450 for it.
$430.
Okay.
Now, I checked before I got here on the resale value
My uncle's
for
paying better than he was when I
two
worked for him.
tickets in the same section. What do you think? These are the lowest tickets in that section.
Well, because Spain's in it, I'm going to say they're now going for $900 each.
Okay.
I was gonna say $750.
1500.
Oh gosh.
believe
Okay.
it.
I mean that's crazy.
Now, have you considered selling?
Yes.
That's why you were looking at the resale
I
value.
have thought about it because there's a game on Thursday.
Okay.
It's not as good of a game. It's the Czech Republic and South Africa. But those tickets are $300 right now.
Like-
So I'm thinking, could I profit?
and
Sell
soccer.
Yeah.
if you can still go to another game with
But then I'm thinking, because we're staying through Sunday anyway, maybe you know how like you can buy tickets to get in the door after the game starts?
Yeah. Like
Maybe
Isn't
we
like-
finesse the system on Sunday and go to both. That's just my thoughts.
I had a similar a couple. So I know. Remember when Kobe's last year he announced retirement
Yeah,
after the
2016,
season
yeah.
started. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that summer I had bought tickets for the Lakers Pacer game.
Okay.
My best friend's a diehard Laker. He's a big Kobe guy. I'd seen Kobe live. Don't like Kobe anyway. But I was like, it was for his 40th. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something cool for him. Known him for 25 years. I got tickets. We were mid-court, second row. And when I bought the tickets, I think like $400. I think it's around $400 or something for each ticket. But when Kobe announced retirement, the resale we're going for like $2-3 grand from where we were sitting.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And I remember thinking to him, I was like, do you want to resell? I know you want to see Kobe, of course, and I don't care because I'd already seen Kobe several times. I was like, and he had never seen him live. He's like, no, I don't care about let's do it. And so we went to the game, had a ball.
Yeah.
And then glad obviously knowing with Kobe passing, it even meant more. But it was a fun thing. And he didn't acknowledge me, but I did throw some curse words at Kobe, and he did look back towards my way one time. I can
Wow.
claim that.
So, first off, I can definitely I'm going to switch this up for the sake of conversation because I want to get your take on this. I agree, Trevor, that, pricing for, like, special events can get absolutely crazy, but
$3,500 for my Super Bowl ticket.
that's wild.
And I sat in the nosebleeds.
Oh, I believe it. So, we'll wrap this up at 6:30. Is that okay, T?
This segment?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll get out at 6:30. The Brendan Sorsby situation
Okay.
with the seems like impending 5 for 5, and don't forget, like some language in that, to my understanding, is a one-time transfer, like one-time free transfer, which is the way it should be anyway, unless your coach leaves.
Right.
How much do you think the Sorsby situation right now is changing the intention of the NCAA and the powers that be? Like, how do you think that? Because 5 for 5 seems like it's going to pass.
Right.
But like with all the other languages of trying to like regulate things,
Right.
which they should have done 10 years ago, but they didn't.
Sure.
Anyways, what do you think that changes? Do you think that has any effect on like a one-time free transfer thing, or is it kind of one of those different situations?
I think
So,
Sorsby's a different horse,
yeah,
a
I was
different
gonna say-
color when we talk
My
about
my thought was that the Brendan Sorsby situation reflects the worst case scenario for the NCAA that hasn't happened yet,
Right.
but it's now like you've seen it. It's been a slippery slope. The NCAA gets ruled against in court, and they haven't really been able to win in these, right? So I wonder if the NCAA tries to overcompensate by being more aggressive with what they propose versus that's where I'm coming
And
from.
this is in relation to the betting portion of what he's done. Is that right, or is this more into the number of
His
times he's
eligibility.
It's kind of tying everything together, right? But it's like the eligibility aspect of it's that blanket term. I'm not really articulating this the way that I need to, but
and to be
it's all like the NCAA trying to do whatever they can to gain as much power as they have,
Sure.
because right now they have none.
Well, to be fair, in terms of court cases, I think the Washington Generals have more wins than the NCAA does.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think they have more victories.
Well,
over
you
the
had the
Globetrotters.
Charles Bediako situation where he
Right.
got the injunction, but a month later,
I mean, court is where if it wasn't for the legal system, that's what brought Neal into the whole situation. I mean, it was NCAA saying, no, you're not doing it, and Athletes California said, no, we're going to let you do it, which once one state did it, Florida did it. and
but
it opened
I'm
up
saying like the
floodgates.
NCAA's like right now it seems like everything's kind of up to interpretation, right? I think now they're going to try to find like a Loctite system. It's like, okay, do you have to wait for collective bargaining for that to happen?
Probably. Or I mean, it's going to be the
Like, do salary caps get put in place?
The problem is salary caps cannot be put into place
Until
without
you
a
have
collective
some type of
bargaining
CBA.
or antitrust, type of things in place. And there's been talk of, whether it be from the president or whether it be from Congress or the House, whatever it is, right, that there's going to have to be some form of government interference in this to actually get a system in place. Because right now, what seems like has been happening for the last year, 98% of the time is the NCAA is like, yeah, I don't care, whatever, let whatever fly. We're not doing anything right now until the government steps in and regulates this.
Well,
we're just going to let it all fly.
Yeah, and because when the government gets involved, everything gets fixed.
Everything
Just tell that to
right.
MLB. Yeah, I mean,
Right,
everyone works
right.
great with the steroid stuff.
Exactly.
What
Right.
what would be the impact? Let's say that Sorsby is able to play next year.
He technically is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let's say that like nothing changes. He's good to go. Texas Tech's doing this weird little PR run, using a lot of whataboutism.
Yeah. I don't
But-
know, man. I think it changes the purity of sports if Brendan Sorsby plays.
Like you just open up every you
Let's
could
just-
that's I don't want to be like overstating this.
I don't
or
either. Yeah.
You can ruin the sport by allowing him to play.
Right. I
Because
mean,
you're opening up all it takes is somebody in the national championship game to say, "Here's $2 million, throw the game."
right. I mean, dude, look at this whole betting scandal that's rocked the NBA. I mean, we gonna let John
You got
Tate
guys going to
quarterback?
prison.
Right. I mean, literally the whole side of the NBA betting scandal. And to your point earlier, that has reached college sports, but it was a very much low under the cover kind of deal because it was like Delaware State and Temple and these Eastern Michigan, these programs that were involved in that nobody really cares about. Versus in football, it was the number one paid transfer quarterback going to Texas Tech, betting on games in small amounts. Don't get me wrong,
But you're
he's
still
no different than us.
You're
but
betting.
The rules are the
I think
rules.
the difference is like there's tiers. It's still wrong, but
Insider
I think it's
information, man.
it's
Insider trading.
different if you're betting on tennis in France.
Right.
But when you are betting on college football, let alone
Can't do it.
your team,
Can't do it.
Even if you're not playing,
I'm
It's
sorry,
insider information
you
at that point.
cannot do it. Pete
No.
Rose still is not in the Hall of Fame because of that. He's banned from baseball because of that.
right. And
Still,
And the NFL, Mike disagrees with me on this on his show, but and some of the textures are split. But I mean, NFL, I feel no way is going to touch this guy with a 10-foot pole.
Right.
I mean, they're
We'll
not.
see.
I don't think
And one of
he's.
the arguments of his
I'm
lawyer
sorry,
was
I don't think that
they're-
Brendan Sorsby is that great of a quarterback.
And I agree with that as well. I don't think he's very good either. But even that aside, let's say he is Lamar Jackson. I don't think the NFL still touches him with a 10-foot pole.
Well, you never know. But the thing about it is
they're not.
this
gonna
just
go down that
screams to me
rabbit
that
hole.
Texas Tech does not have a backup quarterback.
That's true.
This is the whole thing. That is their quarterback.
I'm going to flip this on you guys, and here's something I think could very much happen, and I want you all to
Okay.
think about this of what this would do to sports and the relationship of betting in sports. Let's just say that Brendan Sorsby is ruled ineligible. The NFL doesn't touch him. I bet you FanDuel DraftKings hires him to be
Well,
a draft analyst
somebody
and
might,
a betting analyst. And look at this; he could be more famous doing that in the long run than
That's
playing
fine.
sports.
If-
Why would
if-
you want to take his advice? He obviously sucks at betting.
I mean, if that's
It's
the
just the
end goal, like
personality.
if that's what happens with him, and he gets more successful that way, cool.
Yeah.
Don't ruin college football, college sports in general,
Play.
because you're letting one quarterback. Who, yes, you want to get him help. I'm fine with that. Is addiction a problem? 100%. I don't think
This
anybody.
dude's addicted to gambling. I think he's just having
No,
fun.
I think he's addicted.
I
He
think
has
there's
addiction.
the
Yeah, he has
the
a
issue
problem.
is like I don't think anybody like Texas Tech, like nobody's disagreeing with Texas Tech
Right.
that he needs the help that he should get.
They just don't care.
The issue is that if Texas was trying to pull this, guess who would be the loudest person in opposition?
Texas Tech.
That school in Lubbock.
Yeah. Well, and Texas Tech has oil money. They have what's his name, the guy that's like the head of their NIL fund.
Well, they are like the only school.
Doug Dimmadome?
Yeah, Doug Dimmadome.
Dumb and El Paso.
Owner of the
only-
Dimmadome?
Only schools in West Texas, so they have a pretty good fan base.
Yeah.
It's just you can't let this happen if you want to make sure that college sports stays a thing.
Yeah.
Because if not,
Protect it.
if you're not, then you're going to see athletes. I mean, it's just.
I mean, if
you're
Texas
opening up Pandora's box even more so than you already have, and there's no return once you do it.
Look at this. If you're Texas Tech, you are right now probably the most hated school.
They're doubling down into it, TK.
And they're the most hated school in the country. They're the most hated team in the school in Texas.
What's us?
That,
It's
by
everyone.
the way, that is a Texas that also has Baylor. You are more hated for this than Baylor.
You're saying, well,
and you know what Baylor's done over the last 30
you
years?
say, well,
They're like
Texas Tech's whole case is like, well,
No,
you have guys that are committing like violent crimes, DUIs, and they're still eligible to play. And the NCAA is basically saying like this is beyond us in terms of playing. This is out of our, like Josh Pate explained this. Like this is out of our realm, right? This is clearly in your realm.
In the world of sports, he committed the Manson murders times 5.
That's true.
That's in the world of sports. There is no crime worse than gambling on your own sport.
On your own games at that.
Even that,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm not. And is it worse? Is it worse than the off the field issues at some? No,
Well,
of course
it's not.
not.
But that's
But
that's
the
not
fact
what
is that-
nobody's arguing.
yeah,
that.
but in the world of sports, that is the worst crime.
Exactly.
We have 2 movies called The Longest Yard, basically based on this. And I mean, we can't. And you're telling me you're not the. I mean, come on.
We are at break time. We're gonna step away, come back, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this more. Jacob, thank you so much for hopping
Appreciate
in,
you.
man. Jacob Lane, co-founder of the State of Louisville. Check out all that great work. We'll be back with one more segment. You're tuned into Mondays with Dalton Pence here on the Big X Sports Radio. 6:35 here on the Big X Sports Radio waves. I would say that we just followed Mike Rutherford off the show, but Mike Rutherford is on vacation. Shout out to him winning his contest over the weekend. It is Dalton Pence here hosting the Mondays with Dalton Pence show.
Have you watched his dance yet, Dalton?
I have not.
I watched it a little bit between kind of shows today.
Yeah?
He does a great job. In fact, I wonder how much can donations we get when you watch it. Think about this: me and Mike doing the same dance routine. It would be a thing of beauty. I think we could bring.
I suppose beauty would be in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah, and this beholder's blind.
Stevie Wonder, man, the music's good at least.
It's Stevie Wonder watching.
Oh man, 6:36. What are we breaking at 56 tonight?
Yes, we got about 20 minutes. Yeah,
All
we got what they call in the business a hard out at 56.
All right, 502-414-1450. Get any of those final thoughts into that Game Day Men's Health text line. Just had a conversation about the Brendan Sorsby situation, how it could affect college sports, and I just I'm all for being pro player, but it comes a time when you just have to put your foot down. There's just no way, and I understand Texas Tech fans. If it was, think about it, TK, if this was Louisville.
Oh, I'd be cheering it on.
Yeah, if Louisville had, if your top transfer quarterback that if you don't have, you're probably not going to be all that great next year. If your top transfer quarterback got busted for gambling and is at the center of every national discussion, and he went to a courthouse in Louisville and got an injunction to play, which would never happen because it probably, our luck, we'd run into a Kentucky judge.
And we got to get Derman Webb on the book.
So if this was Louisville, but at some point, it goes to, okay, are you wanting to side with your school or are you wanting to protect the integrity, whatever integrity is left of college sports? It's a much larger issue than Brendan Sorsby.
I want to say that as a U of L fan, this is the one example. Again, if we're talking about, and I'm not saying one is better than the other, so don't destroy me on this, but if you had off-the-field issues, whether it be domestic or whatever reasonings, and he was allowed to play. This sounds like evil, I don't know, but I'd be more okay accepting that and being okay with him playing than I am knowing he gambled on football.
I think it's situation specific, right?
It is.
If someone is convicted of a crime,
if they're convicted, there's no reason they're going to play anyway because they're going to jail. So, but accused and found innocent, as I guess I'm saying.
Yeah,
because like I said, this is the crime of all crimes inside of sports.
It's just that Texas Tech is trying to equate this to other off the field. It's basically not.
They're digging a hole every time they speak.
It's whataboutism, right? It's but the thing about it is the NCAA and Josh Pate of I guess On 3 now, one of the more renowned college football media members, talking heads, whatever you want to call them. He explained this in a way that I think articulates it well. He basically says that the off the field issues are out of the NCAA scope. They're not arguing whether this is worse than the other thing. They're putting this in the the arms of law enforcement, right? This is the law enforcement's arena, because as bad as the crime, alleged crime might be, it's not this doesn't involve the NCAA.
And if someone's found guilty of a crime off the field, they're going to go to jail. Playing is irrelevant.
Well, this is it's just this is not our situation. This is law enforcement. But gambling on games is 100% in the scope of the NCAA.
Well, unfortunately, the NCAA has become the substitute teacher in high school. And do you remember how you treated substitute teachers in high school? Maybe you did. I could see you being a good grade kid, but
to me, at Mayo, substitute teachers mean that you needed to be on better behavior than what the normal teacher really.
Wagner was a different world. I once convinced a sub that I was Jewish so I could leave class early because it was Jewish holiday, and I couldn't even pronounce the right holiday. that's how bad of a person I was. I also told him one sub that I was shadowing on a test because they were supposed to have a test that day, and I was like, I'm just here shadowing. I'm an 8th grader. She believed me. That's how. But none of this. That's what the NCAA has become. They've become a substitute teacher. There's no power even in their own classroom. And of all the things Texas Tech can be made fun of, we can talk about Hornsby. To me, it comes down to the bottom line. A judge who has no business on a bench giving Hornsby the injunction. That is the person
I
who
find
is the biggest crime. I mean, that dude has no business on a bench. That is a disgrace to being
also,
a judge.
I mean, it goes back to, like, going to court's one thing, but if the judge is a graduate or a known fan of your school, I just kind of think that
makes him a disgrace to the bench. He's clearly has no business being a judge, correct? If he's going to make judgments based on his fanhood, isn't that completely opposite of the premise of the job? You're smarter than me. Tell me.
This just has nothing to do with Brendan Sorsby, and that's
he is a pawn in this. Yes,
he's just the first player that we're having to deal with this. Like,
no, he is a pawn in this whole situation. He's
like
Bodie.
This isn't about Sorsby at all. This is about opening up the avenue for players to being able to bet on college sports and be able to play. Just
can't.
Insider trading.
You said earlier if he was betting on tennis or on baseball. I mean, the NFL suspended Jamison Williams 6 games because he bet on baseball, but he was in the Lions facility.
Alabama. Wasn't there? There was a baseball coach, I think.
Yeah, he sells real estate in Lexington.
Oh, you saw that tweet?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Mike brought it up as well. On the show.
There you go. I mean, it's just again nothing. It's nothing against Brendan Sorsby,
but that guy's not in baseball anymore. Which there's a reason.
Yeah, but there's nothing against Sorsby. It's not the country's not mad at it being Texas Tech, right? It's like, Texas Tech? We've got to get mad.
It's who I mean, Texas Tech's the fill in the blank. I mean,
it's not because they're Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's because
and that's
of
what they're making it out to be. Is like, it's Texas Tech versus everyone. No. This is insert school here. It does not matter what school you put on that line.
And the same with the player's name.
Exactly. But Texas Tech is trying to personalize this.
Yes, and it's
to help their case,
and it makes them look evil.
They're just teeing off on us because we're Texas Tech. No.
To quote the great Denzel Washington from the movie Glory, everyone dirty here. There's nobody clean in this situation. Everyone's dirty.
Right.
Great movie, by the way.
Anyways,
it is Glory. Now,
it's June 15th. We have over 2 months before the start of the Louisville football season. Man. We have
skipped baseball, huh? I mean, MLB.
Yeah, but
who are you a fan of MLB? I forgot. I don't know that.
I don't think you want to know.
Or you a Yankees guy?
Oh, absolutely not.
Ah, okay. Well, then, as long as you're not a Rays fan, I don't care.
I'm an Astros fan.
Oh, well, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I'm a Blue Jays guy.
Some people act like because the Astros were the ones that got caught while almost everyone in the MLB was doing the same thing.
They got busted for cheating and maybe could have had some issues for it, but I don't care. That's fine.
All everyone else was doing.
You gave us George Springer, and he had a great run last year, so I'm good. I have nothing against the Astros.
So many people are fake outraged by the Astros, but it's okay.
I'm more outraged at the Dodgers having to spend $2 billion on a roster and then you use a fake ball stuck in the wall trick to beat the Blue Jays. That's what I'm outraged about.
I totally forgot about that.
I didn't. Trust me, and I probably never will.
Oh, you're a Blue Jays fan.
$2 billion roster. You can't beat the Blue Jays fair and square.
For whatever reason, I thought you were...
I'm an Eagles guy.
Yeah, I thought you were like a Phillies fan or a Reds fan.
No, Eagles. I do like the Reds because I was a big Barry Larkin and Pete Rose guy. But no, officially Eagles, Blue Jays, and Pacers. 2025 was a semi-bittersweet great year for me.
Okay.
And you are a Rockets, Chargers,
mm-hmm.
and apparently now I know an Astros fan. So 2 in Houston now.
Yep.
See, I went all over the map. I tried to show variety.
Yeah,
Did you ever live in Houston or just?
No.
Did you just pick the Astros because you were already a Rockets fan?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing about it is
right.
like I picked my teams when I was younger based upon players.
That's
so
how you should do it.
James Harden was the reason I became an Astros fan. LaDainian Tomlinson is the reason I became a Chargers fan. Jose Altuve is the reason I became an Astros fan.
I have no problem. And you were how old at that time?
Altuve, He came up in 2013. I was 15 years old.
That's fine. As long as you're in your teens and you're pick. My gripe is that when you pick your team, you can have up until your teens, 14, 15 even, but you have to stay with them. The ones that jump after that team gets bad are the ones the fans I don't respect.
Buddy, if anybody ever tries to call me a bandwagon Chargers fan,
well, I didn't think they're. I think you have to win to be
I'm about to
bandwagon.
say, but no, like in the off chance that in the next 10 years the Chargers do historically something that they usually don't do, like, this guy's a Chargers fan by association. No. Don't do that.
Was it McGee that dropped the interception in the AFC Championship?
McCree. Well, no, he intercepted it.
The
and he
UK
fumbled
guy, yeah, I know.
Then he fumbled it. All you had to do was go down.
I don't want to break up a bad moment, but I knew that had to be.
So that was one of my first heartbreak moments being a sports fan.
It's sometimes better to go through that. I went through many of those as an Eagles fan since I became a fan in '92.
You won 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime, though. I'm not.
Yeah, that was 20 years after being a fan. Okay, you go watch Rich Kotite coach and see and come give me a hug. He makes Norv Turner look like Marty Schottenheimer.
Norv Turner.
I knew you'd know that name.
Oh, of course I do.
You know Marty Schottenheimer. I'm a big Schottenheimer guy.
Yeah.
The fact he is not in the Hall of Fame is a shame.
It's pretty bad.
It's better coach than Belichick. I'll die on that hill. Oh yeah, Belichick's overrated.
I won't open up that rabbit hole.
Oh no, yeah, we only got about that's a start of the show rabbit hole probably with me.
Let me ask you this. We'll kind of switch it back to Louisville talk. I'm not sure how much you've kind of followed the offseason and what they did in the portal and whatnot.
Okay, a little here and there. But.
So I'll ask you this because we are talking about betting. FanDuel has Louisville's over-under win total set at 7.5, okay?
I'm hoping you're talking football.
Yes.
Good.
Basketball, this isn't the Kenny Payne.
I was going to say, that was the KP. Exactly.
You imagine that being like the over-under for year one, like, oh my gosh, this is free money, and then they don't even get half.
I mean, the football team did win more than the basketball team that one year, I think. Wasn't it? It's KPC.
Oh yeah, they won 4 games.
Yeah, though the second year he won 8, and the football team won 10. Did we not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, I don't want to.
Let's not bring up
but
those.
7.5 is the over/under win total. Okay, and each of the past 3 years with Jeff Brom, they have won at least.
9, 9, and 10 were the 3 games.
Yeah. I think they've won at least 8+ regular season games the past 3 years.
So this doesn't count bowl game when you say.
Correct. Yeah. Win totals on FanDuel don't count the postseason.
We only have 1 bowl win anyway, or 2, I guess.
Well, like the postseason in general. Like it doesn't matter what you do in the postseason; it's only regular season. It feels like free money, Trip.
Yeah, I'd have to say.
Jeff Brom, like you can question the ceiling a little bit, but the floor seems pretty high. Like you know what you're going to get.
For this team to not win 8 games, Keinholz has to be completely like Miller Moss bad, like even worse than that.
And even then, I think that you've got a team around him that can.
Yeah, because this team, Moss was bad last year, and it's kind of ruined a lot of the talent we had around. I mean, because I don't want to say wasted it, but it would have been nice to have a better quarterback with that talent last year. I think we could have been a better team than even 9 wins.
And I think you have.
Keinholz.
I honestly think you have a little bit of an easier schedule this year.
Do we? I don't have the schedule in front of me.
A little bit. You don't have to play Miami.
Well, we beat them anyway.
Yeah, but you don't have to play them.
We got to play Georgia Tech, though, right?
Yeah, but Georgia Tech lost Haynes King, who started 3 years, and their OC.
We'll see with Brent Key. He's done a good job with it.
Yeah, I've got my questions. I mean, the toughest team you'll play is Ole Miss.
Yeah, speaking
that's
an example of taking advantage of the court systems for a kid that maybe
yeah. That's
another one right there.
That's a whole nother conversation, but kind of same premise where Ole Miss graduate or fan makes the decision, and all of a sudden he can play when he probably shouldn't.
I mean, it is a interesting new world. Like I said, we've told the Texans on the Rutherford show, just put the banner up and just get Durbin Webb to take our case.
I think
they won't say a word to us.
I mean, Eric Crawford, I think is spot on. This shows you everything you need to know about. Go ahead and put the banner back up.
Just hang it up. We've joked on the show. Just hang it up.
And what are they gonna do?
Don't even tell anybody. Like the first broadcast, they're there. Like wait for the reset. Like Corey.
You know the fan base. The fan base.
Well, someone's
run
going
with
to tweet it out or something.
And then social media would run with it. But like theoretically, like what are they gonna do? What are they going to do? Ban you from the postseason? They only do that when you cooperate.
You know who they're going to do? They're going to come over. They're going to come down and like, guys, come on, guys.
Well, if you cooperate, then you're screwed because they'll just take the postseason
Take it
away
down,
from you.
please. And we'll say no. And we're like, guys.
That's probably the largest like butterfly effect moment in Louisville history. Is like, what happens if they just don't cooperate in 2016?
I don't think you've seen this. You ever seen the movie Basketball?
No.
Okay, great. If you like South Park, go watch it. But there's a great line where the little guy, there's a guy in the group that they all make fun of, and he has one of my favorite lines in the movie where he goes, "I'm telling you guys make fun of me 12 or 13 more times. I'm out of here." Like, that's what the NCAA has gotten to become. They're like, you're going to hang it up, and they're like, come on, Louisville. We're only going to warn you 15 or 16 more times, and then we're going to, like, do something about it, you know. And we're just going to look at them and go, okay, come back.
Like, what
are they going to do? I mean, they're not going to do anything.
Butterfly effect. Like, imagine they don't self-impose that postseason ban, and they just say, you're just going to fight us.
That we would have won. Where would we be now? Who knows? But would we stop Patino?
If he doesn't get fired, I don't see any reason for him not to go unless he just retires.
I mean, do we stop Jurich?
I would imagine, unless he retires.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you talk about butterfly effect, which, by the way, what happened after that was as bad as the movie Butterfly Effect.
I wasn't a fan of the movie.
Oh, it was horrible. And I love Ashton Kutcher and Ethan Embry, but or Ethan Suplee is his name, the actor, the big guy. I was a big fan of his. But yeah, that was an awful movie.
Gosh, that makes you wonder, like, what if? But
one of the big what ifs.
I think that now, I mean, look, Josh Hurd, I think, has done a good job of, as the athletic director. I think that this is.
I mean, in terms of Louisville sports, is that the biggest what if? Like, to me, Ito missing the kick for Rutgers and Willie Gay not going off.
Well, actually, yeah.
Because if he misses that, Louisville plays for the national title. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, because that was Game 7 of the year, and they went undefeated the rest of the year. I mean, if they go 12-0, they're in the BCS national.
And
title.
by the way, that happens. Tebow never wins a national title because that was Tebow's only national title.
I thought he won 2.
I thought he won one.
He won 2.
Did he win a second one? Okay,
he did.
I know he never went undefeated
as a junior. He won it as a freshman.
Oh, when he
was the backup to Chris Leak.
Yeah.
And then he won it as a junior the year after his Heisman,
which would have been the year that we're talking about, I think.
No,
that was his freshman year.
His freshman year was that year.
Okay, and let's be honest. I mean, you watch the Ohio State team. Louisville could have easily hung with that Ohio State.
Oh, I think Louisville could have beaten anybody in the country.
I mean, Louisville, and to add another what if Michael Bush doesn't get his leg broken in the first game of that season.
There's some tough
I mean, that whole season's got to. I
think that changes maybe the way that Louisville football gets talked about for sure, but the basketball one might be a little bit larger because think of how different the last 10 years would have been had nothing really changed.
And if Louisville does win that, you could say, well, does Petrino never leave? He leaves for the NFL.
Oh, Petrino would have been gone regardless at the first job.
Listen, you don't turn down an NFL job if you're Louisville.
If he got hired after going to the Orange Bowl, imagine who he would have got hired by if he had won a national title.
Or if he could have kept Vic.
He
doesn't lose Vic his first year. Who knows what happens with him?
That's crazy sports. You just
There's a lot of
rabbit hole of what ifs.
That's what I do. Don't go deep into my mind, man. You get into my head, there's sometimes no getting out. It's just a vine of like just haze and trees and smoke. It's a jungle in there, man.
Movie quotes
just floating random around. Somewhere in the corners, like this little guy shrinking to death called My Conscience. He's down there somewhere. I mean, yeah, it's a trip, man. It's like watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Let me ask you this.
You got about 2 minutes, though.
Yep, I see that now.
I got you. You're good.
What happens first? Does Louisville make the playoff first, or do they make the Final Four first in basketball?
Oh, man.
Which one happens first?
Like
now. I mean, obviously they've made the Final Four, but like which is going to happen next?
Again, Mike kind of me disagree with this. I think we make the playoff. I mean, maybe I'm a homer for Jeff, and I am a little bit, but in Braum, I trust that much, and I trust in Pat Kelsey. Don't get me wrong; he's a Kelsey. We'd stick together, but I feel like we can make the playoff. If not, honestly, this year, especially if Kindholz can be as good as we're hoping he is.
Mathematically, right? You have 12 chances.
Exactly.
You have 12 chances.
And let's be honest, if Indiana can do it, anybody.
But also, it's like you don't have to you do, but you've got margin for error. Like if you're the best team in college basketball, but you lose one of the 4 games leading up to the Final Four, doesn't matter.
In opposed to just making the playoff.
There's no interpretation. It's like you're done.
Yeah.
Your season's over. I think you're right. I think they'll make the playoff before they make the Final Four, and that's no disrespect to Pat Kelsey's
But the
program.
next year they make the Final Four.
Texter says, playoff first because we're going to make the playoff this year and we'll be in the Final Four next March. And go Cards.
That's right.
You know what?
That's a good way.
Yeah, put that on the bulletin board. That's 100% right. Year of the Cardinal 2026. Who says no? Not me.
As long as ESPN does the guide right and doesn't say it's Stanford Cardinals again on it. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
God.
That is going to wrap up this week's edition of Mondays with Dalton Pence. Thanks so much for hanging out. Mike Rutherford Show without Mike Rutherford will continue tomorrow. See you back then.